Nobody witness to for us to
Good
proceed.
afternoon, Mr. Janneh.
Good afternoon, ma.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Right. Council.
Yes, thank you. We have a few vouchers to show the witness. We have two vouchers, Mr. Kajali.
Okay.
It's in relation to payments made to Khan Mustafa Khan. You know Khan Mustafa Khan?
Yes.
Please, you may examine these vouchers. Do you recognize those vouchers as the K.M.C. vouchers?
Yes.
Did you authorize those vouchers?
Yes.
Thank you. They are already marked accordingly and admitted into evidence. We also have about 4 vouchers we want you to identify. Payments made to Scope Enterprise. You know Scope Enterprise?
Scoop. Yes.
Please, you can go through those vouchers and tell us whether you authorize the payment of those vouchers, those monies. You can read out the voucher numbers and the dates for the ones that you have authorized.
Yeah, the first one.
Please speak to the microphone, please.
The first one,
Yes.
with voucher number PV 20-1909,
Yes.
in relation to the construction of Yilfikunda
Yes.
market
Yes.
and staff office. In respect of this payment, Dr. Aliu, the finance director then, and the former CEO processed the documents. They were with finance. Unfortunately, the payment was not effected during their time. So when claims were made, all right, for these payments, it coincided with my time. So, but all the documentation were processed during Dr. and Sadi Martin's time.
So
So
you
I
had
only
no,
effected the payment.
so you had no obligation to verify before you effect payments?
Well,
As CEO? Yes, sir?
No,
You could not verify before you effect payment?
Yes, when the request for payment came,
Yes.
all right, I minuted it to procurement for them to do the process. But then all the attachments, all right, initially were done by these two personnel.
No, were you under an obligation to verify before you approve payment? As
Yes,
CEO.
I was.
Okay. That is what we are interested in right now. So you can. So you confirm.
So I took it for granted that the processes were carried out by my predecessor,
Yes.
as well as the former director. So when this was submitted to the procurement, they do the necessities, then I effected the payment.
But you can't take the things for granted, sir. You cannot take things for granted. Is that not the case? You have to do due diligence. You have to make sure that payments are properly authorized and duly authorized. Is that not the case? Is that not why you are CEO?
Since the necessary documentations were carried out, all right, by the procurement, the relevant forms were filled. Well, I have no other doubt with regard to the processes. So I took it for granted and
so let us just first have it admitted.
Okay.
And then when it is time to discuss the issues surrounding the procurement process and the approvals, then we can discuss that.
Okay.
So for all the ones you authorize, just call out their voucher numbers.
Pardon?
For all the vouchers that you authorized, just call out the voucher numbers.
Okay. This one, PV number 3855, in respect of construction of Gilville Kunda Market,
Okay?
walkways and making of levels,
Yes.
or as per K.M.C. LPO. So this also, like I said, we are all processed. All right. All what was left was the payment. Because in respect of Gilville Kunda Market, the constructions were done during the time of Senna Martin, and even the handing over. All right. So this payment came after. So because we might be at financial constraint at the time, they did not effect the payment, because service is first rendered, then the payment. It's not payments, then service.
So you can always explain these things when we start to discuss the vouchers one after the other. Okay. Just remember to put forth your case or your explanation regarding those vouchers.
The third one, PV number 3882, in respect of roof covering and finishing for the construction of Talini Gilfit Kunda Market.
Yes.
The next one is PV number 21-1189 in respect of construction of market vendors, tables, and shed at Jilifi Kunda. All these are yes, that's all.
We apply to tender the following vouchers. The first is PV 201907, date is 10th of December 2020. We have PV 3855 K.M.C, PV 210000504. The date is 31st of November 11th of March 2021. We have PV 12-6633. So where you have two PV numbers, one written with a pen, which one would be the correct one?
In that case, I think the finance director would be in better position to.
No. You are the boss of the finance director. You are
to do that.
the head of the.
It might be duplication.
Accounting officer.
So in that case, you allowed me to do the verification through the Directorate of Finance. Why that happened? You can only have one PV number.
Let me just show you what I'm trying to say. You have for this voucher, for instance, the date is 16th of May, 16th of March 2021, you have PV 3882 and PV 12663. Yes. These two vouchers. You have seen what I am trying to highlight, sir?
Yes, this one has only one PV number 3882.
You will see.
And
that
this one is PV 3855.
But you have a pen as
So
well.
the pen, yes. PV 210000504.
So is it correct that you have two PV numbers for one
No,
voucher?
no.
Okay. Can you please explain to us why it is not the same? Why it's not different?
Since it's in ink writing, it's in ink writing.
Yes.
I might be at the level of the accounts,
Yes.
they've realized that the previous PV.
No. Do we have two different PV numbers?
No, I said no. The answer is simply no. That cannot be. There must be an error.
No. I am now trying to establish the fact
Yes.
that it exists.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Though it's not signed. Normally, when that's how it
sorry,
will have
Mr.
signed.
Janneh,
Yes.
let us listen to one another, because if you speak
Over.
and he speaks,
Okay.
we will not hear one another. So you will have to allow him to finish asking you the questions so that you can understand what he's saying, and then you can respond to those questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Janneh, I'm trying to. So you will confirm, Mr. Janneh, voucher will have two PV numbers.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I want us to confirm. Now the explanation can now come. If you want to explain why you have this issue, then you can explain.
Yes.
Do you understand?
All what I can say, at the time of approving the payment, all right, it might be possible that the second PV number was not there. All right. Now, when the payment was to be effected, the account might have realized that they have quoted the wrong PV number. So they instead put the correct PV number in ink.
But they
But
didn't
then,
go ahead.
yes, but then it was not countersigned. So and once the payment is released, it's approved, it's released, it will not come back to me. If that had happened, I would have come across this. So in a nutshell, the account would be in a better position to say why the two PV number, because they are the one responsible for processing and quoting the relevant PV number. But where I am, I cannot definitely. I accept that two PV.
No problem. No problem, Mr. Janneh. You won.
Thank you.
Honorable Chairperson, upon highlighting that some vouchers have two PV numbers, we apply to tender the following vouchers. The first is dated the 11th of March 2021. It has two PV numbers. In fact, this one seems to have and then there is PV 60. There's a reference. You have a reference date to a letter PV 216605. And PV 3882. One 189, and there is also written with pen KMC PV 00104, 27th of May 2021 into evidence as an exhibit. These are all in relation to payments made to Scope Enterprise. Last one is PV 201907, dated 10th of December 2020, all into evidence as an exhibit.
is generated from the system is PV21-1189, and the handwritten PV number is KMC PV2100104. These two written PVC numbers.
Yes,
Different from the one I have highlighted earlier. There is one generated in the system and one handwritten. But for this one, which is for Aji Bank, has two PV numbers written, handwritten. Being KMC PV 00504, and the second PV number is PV21 0605. The payment voucher dated the 16th of March 2021 with PV number PV12-6633, and it has a system generated PV number which is 3882. These 4 payment vouchers made to Scope Enterprise are hereby admitted in evidence together in a bundle as exhibit, and they are marked as LG/KJ/KMC/00. So much. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Council.
To inform the Commission that the next witness is coming.
Okay. Council, can you please come forward? This is 3:15. Till 4 o'clock. So let's take 2 witnesses and we do it in the morning. Oh, what do you think? Because we could get a fee. Father's station. The idea is for the day. What do you do? No, I want to do it tomorrow. Because lady is going to order fee. Do the other one, the Africa thing. The law is very strict. Let's hear the complaint and the other 2 first thing in the morning. Let's take those ones first thing in the morning. The better move. Then, we order in the morning.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Madam Witness. You may kindly take your seat. Madam Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, may I remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to for us to proceed.
This one, maybe last one being that was when you are opening the video. Huh? Huh? I think it's better that way. Madam. Madam Jete, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Honorable Commissioners, Honorable Chairperson. We called back this witness, Sarata Jaite. She testified sometime last week in her capacity as a procurement officer in relation to some transactions that she witnessed in her capacity working for KMC. We have received a complaint. She gave a statement to the investigators on the 7th of November 2024 regarding the fact that she was attacked in her office by the then acting CEO, Jaja Cham, when she testified before the commission with respect to procurement issues, that she was asked before this commission and she provided answers in that line. And therefore, having said that, we have her statement, and so we think it's a very serious matter that the commissioner should be aware. So we decided to call Madam Sarata Jaite to hear from her regarding this complaint.
You can proceed.
Thank you. Madam Jaite, you're welcome again.
Thank you.
You gave a statement on the 7th of November 2024
Yes.
regarding issues concerning
Told me I had you and your former boss test before the commission yesterday, and I told him yes. He said, "What did you say?" I told him, "You have been appearing before the commission, and I've never asked you what you said. So if you want to know what I've said, you can go and watch, but I will not tell you what I've said." And he said, "Okay." So I went to my office. I was there until around 12 in the afternoon. When he pushed the door, he came in and started insulting me. He told me that I'm a wicked person, I'm a liar, and that he will destroy me for going to the commission and mentioning his name.
Now, is that all?
Yes, but before that, the day that this happened, it was the third time. Before that, he attacked me when I went to see the investigators. After seeing the investigators, I think he was called. So when he went there, he came to the office and told me that I and Sirif were called before you. And we told the investigators that we know nothing about this said payment involving Kanjura's trip to Senegal. And when you were called, you told them that we know everything. You explained to them how everything happened. I told him yes. So that was his first attack, and the second one was the following day of my appearance in the morning, and the third one was around 12 p.m. in the afternoon.
Thank you. We will give you your statement of the 7th of November 2024. Please go through it.
Yes, this was the one.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness, Sarata Jaite, dated 7th of November 2024, into evidence as an exhibit.
The statement made on the 7th of November 2024 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/SJ/KMC/003.
As the commission places,
Yes.
was your boss present, Abdoulie Janneh?
Yes, he was present. He was the one that pushed him out of our office, and then he made a call to the CEO informing him of Jaja's action, but then the CEO said he was in a meeting.
Who is the CEO?
Paset Sise.
Who else do you know was present?
My colleague Jara Bajo.
Jara Bajo.
Yes.
Chairperson, unless there are questions to the witness, we will intend to call tomorrow or at any given time.
So no, you may proceed to call the two if you have witness.
All right. Thank you very much. Madam Jaite? Yes, you may wait outside. You will hear the other two.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, I want to remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Yes, sir. Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Janneh.
Good afternoon, ma.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, ma.
Council, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Mr. Janneh, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, Council.
You gave a statement on the 8th of November 2024.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the issue of one of your staff,
Yes, sir.
Sarada Jaite,
Yes, sir.
involving complaints against Jaya Cham, the then acting CEO. Do you recall this?
Yes, I recall this, sir.
We will give you your statement. Please go through it.
Yes, sir. This is the statement, sir.
Thank you. Now, Sarada Jaita testified here
Yes.
before you today. She explained that when she testified sometime last week in relation to what she knows about the procurement activities in KMC and also the certain payments made to Kanjura Kani.
Yes, sir.
She was attacked by the then acting CEO, Jaya Cham. And at some point of the altercation, you were present. What do you know about this?
Yes, I'm the one who tells Sarada to make breakfast for me. Otherwise, I don't between 10:30, 11. And I what's happened? Sarada come here and lie to him, to the commission. I told him, Sir Jaja, you are too senior to come to this office and attacking a junior staff. Even me, you are my senior. But he don't even answer me. He walk out and go. Until we go to the police at Kani to get a statement. And that day also I called Pastor to come. Pastor come. When I take my statement there, I left him with Passet and go with Sarata and Jara.
Very well. Is that all you know?
Yes.
And how did you see Sarata Jete in that state?
What?
What did you notice when the then CEO Jaya Cham left the office?
Sarata was very angry and he was even crying. I told him stop this cry.
Thank you very much. Are there questions for this witness?
No question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Janneh, for your evidence regarding this issue.
Thank you very much.
That is the last witness we have for today regarding this issue. We have a statement from Jara Bajo.
Is the person here?
But she's not present. And I see it is time, but Honorable Commissioners and Chairperson, if you permit me a minute to address the court on this issue. I believe interfering with witnesses is a very serious issue. And the Commission knows more than I do that the Commission had been very much indulgent and exercising restraint in trying to punish people who have acted unruly before this Commission. And that I must commend the Commissioners. But going to the level of interfering with the witnesses, to us, the lawyers, is really unbecoming of any civil servant or any person that appears before this Commission and cannot be tolerated. And I urge that the Commission should take an action and issue an order for Mr. Jaya Cham to be arrested and detained in Mile 2 Central Prison or any nearest police station, and to come and show cause at a date given or appointed by the commissioners as to why he should not further be committed for these actions, and also the matter to be not referred to the police for further prosecution. If you look at the Criminal Code, Section 106, in relation to offenses relating to judicial officers, it has talked about offenses in relation to attempting to interfere with witnesses that testify in judicial proceedings. It says a person who, paragraph F, attempts wrongfully to interfere with or influence a witness in any judicial proceeding, either before or after he or she has given evidence in connection with such evidence, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to an imprisonment for a term of 3 months. Now, the interpretation for judicial proceedings, Honorable Chairperson, can be found in the interpretation section of the Criminal Code, page 21. It says, judicial proceedings includes any proceeding had or taken in or before a court, tribunal, commission of inquiry, or person in which evidence may be taken on oath, or before a district tribunal, whether such tribunal takes evidence on oath or not. So this particular proceeding is a judicial proceeding, and this in addition to many laws and regulations. The witness, if found wanted by this commission, when he testifies subsequently, the commission may make interim orders or make subsequent orders in relation to prosecution or otherwise. And that being the case, we will apply that the witness be arrested and detained in the Mile 2 Central Prison and to come and show cause at the appointed time. Thank you very much.
that upon application by counsel and having listened and having heard the witnesses, I hereby order for the immediate arrest and committal at Mile 2 Central Prison, Mr. Jaja Cham, and you, Jaja Cham, will appear before this commission on the 14th of November 2024 at 10:30 to show cause why you should not be prosecuted. I make no further orders.
As the commission pleases, we are very grateful for the granting of our application, Honorable Chairperson.
We may rise. And kindly bring me the committal to sign.